I found it very interesting, Lindsey Graham coming out and recommending that Donald Trump Jr. not testify to the Intelligence Committee. What did you think?
I'm personally very fond of Senator Graham. I've known him since he was one of the prosecutors in the Clinton impeachment. But I never heard of a senator saying disobey a valid, lawful subpoena issued by the chairman of another Senate committee. The subpoena, just like the one to Bill Barr, is presumed valid. If you can't or don't want to comply with it, you got to challenge it in court. You can't just sit on it, and you can't not show. Somebody will show up with handcuffs.
No matter who you are.
No matter who your father is.
Okay, thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
You know things are bad when Fox News publicly abandons a Republican. This is Fox's senior judicial analyst, Judge Napolitano, taking aim at Lindsey Graham for suggesting that Donald Trump Jr. defy a congressional subpoena.
Was it also a setup to set up Donald Trump Jr.? I mean, what is this subpoena of Donald Trump Jr. coming out of your colleagues and the Senate Intel Committee?
As I understand it, this subpoena relates to what Michael Cohen said about some meetings and about the Trump Tower in Russia. All I can say is that Richard Burr is a very good friend. He's trying hard to be bipartisan. But anything based on what Michael Cohen said is worthless testimony. Michael Cohen is a worthless witness. And if I were Donald Trump Jr.'s lawyer, I would tell him, you don't need to go back into this environment anymore. You've been there for hours and hours and hours, and nothing being alleged here changes the outcome of the Mueller investigation. I would call it a day.
And not only is Graham's suggestion unethical and completely antithetical to his position as a United States Senator, but it's illegal. If Don Jr. does opt to defy a congressional subpoena, which he's threatened to do, he could be held in contempt of Congress, which could mean either daily fines until he complies or even jail time. Graham might think that the purpose of the subpoena is political, but like Napolitano said, it's a valid subpoena. And Graham knows that, it's just that since he became Trump's golf buddy, he's become less concerned with following the law and more concerned with following Trump's lead. But despite Graham's descent into partisan hackery, the subpoena itself was legitimate, considering Trump Jr. has been jerking the Republican-led committee around for months. It was only after he backed out of 2 separate interviews with the committee that Chairman Richard Burr, a Republican, issued the subpoena. So no, this is neither Burr trying to be bipartisan for the cameras, nor is it a political witch hunt. The subpoena is serving its legitimate purpose to compel a witness to testify, especially given the fact that in light of the Mueller report, it now seems that Trump Jr. lied to Congress. Don Jr. told the Senate panel that he told only Kushner and Manafort about the Trump Tower meeting, whereas in reality, Rick Gates admitted to the special counsel that Trump Jr. announced at a morning meeting that he had a lead on negative information about the Clinton Foundation. Beyond that, he also told the committee that he was only peripherally aware of the Trump Tower Moscow project, while Michael Cohen testified that he and Trump Jr. had discussed the project on multiple occasions. And Graham might claim that Cohen is an unreliable witness because he lied, but by that same logic, Don Jr. is also an unreliable witness because he lied. So why should Don Jr. get a pass? When you lie to Congress, which is a crime under the general perjury statute, that doesn't mean you're finished. That doesn't mean you get to go home for the day. What it could and should mean is that he gets charged with making false statements to Congress, and that he ends up exactly where Michael Cohen ended up after being charged with the same crime. In jail. And the fact that this is the hill that Lindsey Graham is opting to die on, this is how he's wielding his powers as a sitting senator, is a testament to just how much he values the law that he's sworn to uphold. Graham has decided to hitch his political career to that of Donald Trump, which might be convenient now, but for a president staring down the barrel of impeachment prospects and dismal approval ratings in the states that he needs to win in 2020, this doesn't seem like a very sound strategy in the long term. Then again, giving legal advice to defy a congressional subpoena also isn't a very sound strategy, so at least he's consistent. And Judge Napolitano hit the nail on the head when he said that Donald Trump Jr. is relying on the fact that his dad is the president of the United States to stay out of jail. And while Lindsey Graham is legitimizing that very idea with his ridiculous advice, it seems that even Fox News isn't willing to stand behind him on this one.